There comes a moment in life when the mask falls off people's faces, and suddenly, you realize the world is not what you thought it was. Not everyone is kind. Not everyone is loyal. Not everyone wants to see you win. Some people smile at you, while secretly hoping you fail. And the terrifying part? Most of us discover this too late. After betrayal, after heartbreak, after humiliation, after giving our loyalty to people who never deserved it. Because no one teaches you the brutal truths about human nature. They teach you to be nice, to trust blindly, to explain yourself, to seek approval. But the world rewards something very different. Awareness, emotional control, silence, and the ability to see people for who they truly are, not who you wish they were. Tonight, you are going to see human nature differently. And once you see it, you can never unsee it again. Truth number 1. People respect strength more than kindness. This is one of the hardest truths to accept, because deep down, most people want to believe kindness is enough. But human psychology doesn't work that way. People may appreciate kindness, but they instinctively respect strength. That's why the person who always says yes gets ignored, while the person who sets boundaries commands attention. Weakness invites pressure. Strength creates distance, and distance creates respect. This is why emotionally weak people are often manipulated, not because they are bad people, but because human beings naturally test limits. They test your patience, your standards, your confidence, your self-respect. And the moment they sense desperation, everything changes. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius once observed that people respect those who govern themselves, not those who beg for validation. Because when a person cannot control their emotions, the world controls them instead. Never confuse kindness with submission. True kindness comes from strength, not fear. A lion can be gentle, but never weak. Truth number 2. Most people only support you when it's convenient. This realization destroys illusions. You think people care deeply about your dreams until your success makes them uncomfortable. Then suddenly, the energy changes. The smiles feel forced. The support becomes quiet. The distance grows because human beings compare themselves constantly, and your growth reminds others of their stagnation. This is why many people secretly want you to stay the same. Average, predictable, safe. Your transformation threatens their comfort. And here's the darkest part. Some people would rather see you fail than watch you evolve beyond them. Not because they hate you, but because your discipline exposes their excuses. Your confidence exposes their insecurity. Your ambition exposes their laziness. This is why solitude becomes necessary during transformation. Not everyone deserves access to your evolution. The Stoics practiced emotional independence for this reason. They understood something modern society ignores. External approval is unstable. One day, people praise you. The next day, they envy you. Build yourself anyway, in silence. Truth number 3. People reveal their true nature during difficult times. Anyone can pretend to love you when life is easy, but pressure reveals character. Watch people carefully during moments of failure, loss, weakness, success, conflict. That is where masks crack. Some disappear when you suffer. Some become jealous when you succeed. Some secretly enjoy your pain because it makes them feel superior. Human beings are deeply emotional creatures, and emotions expose hidden intentions. A calm person in chaos is dangerous because they see clearly while everyone else reacts emotionally. This is why emotional control is power. The person who masters their emotions masters perception, and perception controls reality. Weak minds react instantly. Strong minds observe first. Most conflicts in life are not caused by intelligence. They are caused by emotional impulsiveness. One uncontrolled emotion can destroy relationships, reputations, opportunities, entire futures. The Stoics trained themselves to pause before reacting, because they understood the strongest person in the room is often the calmest. Truth number 4. Human beings are driven by self-interest. This truth sounds cold, but understanding it changes everything. Most people ask, what can this person do for me? Even when they pretend otherwise. Attention, status, comfort, validation, security, advantage. Human behavior is often motivated by hidden self-interest. This doesn't mean humanity is evil. It means humanity is survival-based. People naturally move toward what benefits them emotionally or socially. That's why loyalty is rare. True loyalty requires sacrifice. And sacrifice is difficult for most people, especially in a world obsessed with convenience. This is why emotionally intelligent people pay attention to actions, not words. Words are cheap. Behavior reveals priorities. Someone can tell you they love you endlessly, but their actions may quietly reveal indifference. And once you understand this, you stop being manipulated by appearances. You stop chasing empty promises. You stop expecting honesty from people who haven't even been honest with themselves. And suddenly, you become harder to deceive. Truth 5. The world treats you based on what you tolerate. This truth changes lives permanently. People study your standards silently. They observe what you forgive, what you accept, what you allow, what breaks you, and then they adjust their behavior accordingly. If you tolerate disrespect, you receive more disrespect. If you tolerate manipulation, you attract manipulators. Human nature pushes against weak boundaries. This is why self-respect is everything. Not arrogance, not ego. Self-respect. Because when a person truly values themselves, their energy changes, their posture changes, their decisions change, even their silence changes. People sense inner strength subconsciously, and they respond to it instantly. A person with standards becomes difficult to control. That threatens weak people. Because weak people prefer easy access, easy manipulation, easy emotional control. This is why discipline is not just physical, it is psychological armor. Every time you say, no, every time you walk away, every time you remain calm under pressure, you strengthen your identity. And identity shapes destiny. Truth receoinks. Most people fear truth more than lies. This is why society rewards illusion. People say they want honesty, but brutal honesty makes people uncomfortable. Truth forces responsibility. Truth destroys comforting fantasies. Truth exposes weakness, and most people would rather protect their ego than face reality. This is why denial is so common. People lie to themselves constantly about relationships, ambitions, addictions, fears, insecurities, because self-deception feels safer than transformation. Real growth begins the moment illusion dies, the moment you stop blaming others, the moment you stop waiting to be saved, the moment you realize no one is coming. That realization is painful, but also liberating, because now your future belongs to you. Not luck, not approval, not circumstances. You. The Stoics believed suffering becomes lighter when you stop resisting truth. Face reality directly, even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts, because painful truth builds powerful people. Comfortable lies build fragile ones. Truth number 7. Silence reveals more than words. Ever will, weak people fear silence. They fill every moment with noise, explanations, arguments, attention-seeking, validation-seeking. but silence. Silence exposes everything. In silence, insecurity becomes visible, intentions become clearer, emotional dependence becomes obvious. Silence is uncomfortable because it forces confrontation with the self. This is why mentally strong people become comfortable alone, because solitude sharpens awareness. Most people are terrified of being alone with their thoughts. That's why they distract themselves constantly. But powerful people use solitude differently. They reflect, observe, rebuild themselves, and eventually, they stop needing constant validation from the outside world. This is where true freedom begins. The moment your peace no longer depends on other people. The moment your confidence no longer needs applause. The moment your emotions no longer obey the opinions of strangers. That is power. Real power. Quiet power. Human nature is complicated, beautiful, and brutal. People can love you deeply and still betray you. They can admire you and secretly envy you. They can smile at you while competing with you internally. And once you understand this, you stop moving through life blindly. You become more aware, more disciplined, more emotionally intelligent. But something else happens too. You stop taking things personally because you realize most people are fighting battles within themselves. Insecurity, fear, ego, pain, emptiness. Human behavior is often a reflection of internal chaos, and this realization changes the way you see the world forever. Not softer, stronger. Because wisdom is not becoming cold. Wisdom is learning when to care and when to walk away. The Stoics understood this. They knew peace does not come from controlling people. It comes from controlling yourself, your emotions, your reactions, your standards, your focus. That is the real battle, not against the world, but against weakness within yourself. And perhaps that is the greatest truth nobody tells you. The world changes the moment you stop seeking validation from it. Because the strongest people are not loud. They are not desperate. They are not constantly explaining themselves. They move differently, silently, calmly, with discipline in their mind. Become one of them.